and the Warriors, what looked like a beautiful rise, full of promise and playoff dominance, has taken a dark, disappointing turn. In this video, we'll uncover how the Warriors sabotaged Kuminga and their own future. After a breakout postseason, most expected Kuminga's extension to be a done deal, but instead of ink drying, we're watching a stalemate unfold. Also, the Warriors can afford to lose JK like they did Jordan Poole, obviously a different situation. If they aren't careful, it might be the move that kills Golden State's future. We'll get into the nitty gritty, but the real question is, who's going to lose in this situation? Stick around and find out. The fallout between Jonathan and Golden State began over just $5 million. It started when Kuminga rejected a 5-year, $150 million deal. He wanted $175, just a $5 million gap per year on paper, but in reality, it cracked everything wide open. Kuminga's mistake, he started looking around, seeing other players drafted above him and even below him getting better deals. He felt overlooked, disrespected, but in focusing on others, he overlooked the one thing that matters most in negotiation: production. His 15 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 45% shooting from the field, while promising, definitely not worth max money. Then came the benching. While the Warriors struggled to stay afloat, JK was glued to the pine. Imagine riding the bench while your team is losing. Frustrating, humiliating, and definitely a shot to his ego. And when he finally spoke out, commenting publicly on how Coach Kerr was managing his minutes, that's the moment when things officially broke. From that point forward, it wasn't a question of can they fix this. It became, when can we get Kuminga traded? And in the moment that felt like a betrayal, the Warriors went out and signed Jimmy Butler, a player who shares a similar playstyle to JK but declining in athleticism, has limited 3-point shooting, and a game built around slashing and mid-range play. That move? That's like seeing your girl at dinner with another dude knowing you can't do a darn thing. To top it off, did you see what they paid Butler? But here's a twist in the saga.
And then the Warriors get the ball back. This is all on tape. Gets the ball back, Curry, that little push shot. Immediately grabs at it again and immediately asks Steve Kerr for a replacement. And now, coach, he's back.
When Steph Curry injured his hamstring in the playoffs, Kuminga was finally unleashed. And he delivered by putting up 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game. A glimpse of what he could have been in a larger role. He showed he could be that guy on the big stage. Still, it wasn't enough. Not enough to change minds, not enough to change roles, and now it feels like the countdown to Kuminga's exit has already begun. Now that the damage is done, let's break down the options on both sides. The Warriors have a few plays left in the playbook, but none of them are without risk. They can offer Kuminga an $8 million qualifying offer. It's a low-risk, low-commitment move, but if they go this route, they're likely to try to micromanage his minutes to suppress his value in free agency. That way they can either lowball him later or let him walk. Option 2. Meet him halfway at $25 million per year on a shorter deal. They believe that he's worth the investment. This is a smarter move. They can increase his minutes, allow him to grow, and if it clicks, boom! They got a potential franchise player to build around when Curry eventually departures. And even if he doesn't become that guy, he's on a $25 per year deal, making him a very tradable asset, whether that's for picks or for a veteran. He can accept a team-friendly $20 per year deal. They can construct a sign and trade deal, however, only having a little bit of leverage while negotiating because he's an unhappy player who doesn't want to be there. But here's the gamble: if Kuminga signs a qualifying offer and balls out, the Warriors may end up paying way more to keep him, or worse, get outbid and lose him for nothing. From Kuminga's side, this is where the gamble gets real. Option 1, he can sign an $8 million qualifying offer and bet on himself. If he underperforms or gets injured, his market value drops like a rock. But if he plays well and gets increased minutes, he can raise his value past the $25 per year. Option 2, he can push for $25 per year on a shorter deal. After one great year, he can renegotiate again before he hits his prime years, which is honestly the safest route right now. As reported, he declined the 2-year $45 million deal because of the second-year team option Golden State wants to put in his contract. Number 4, he can push for a signing trade, which may be difficult as the receiving team will not have to give up much, which may make it harder for the deal to transpire. Curry and the Suns have made a $90 million contract offer. There's a lot to think about in the Bay right now. You've got a young player with superstar potential and a franchise that's trying to hang on to the last fumes of a dynasty. And with Kuminga recently saying he's in no rush to sign the qualifying offer, the message is loud and clear. Pay me what I'm worth or watch me walk. Which deal do you think JK should take? Let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to the missteps by both sides, starting with JK. If JK locked in on hitting the open three, defending with urgency, and dominating in the minutes he did get, he could have forced Kerr's hand. That would have pushed guys like B-Pod or Buddy Hield to the bench and handed Kuminga the starting spot on a silver platter. And once you're starting this league, the runway is yours. Turning out at $30 million per year, which is starting money under the current cap, was short-sighted. Especially now with the new CBA rules tightening cap flexibility and Golden State trading away their depth to bring in Butler. Let's be real, the Warriors are even less likely to give him that $175 he wanted now. But here's the cruel irony. If JK accepted the $150, by the end of his rookie extension, Curry and Draymond might be gone, and the Warriors would have to build around him, making him eligible for the max or even supermax extension later. He could have played the long game and still won. Golden State isn't off the hook either. Letting go Poole killed their depth, and neither Moody or B-Pod have taken the leap they were hoping for. With Curry aging and Draymond far out of his prime, his team is running out of time. Kuminga is their future, and now they're at the risk of losing him too. If the Warriors let this slip, they were sliding back into irrelevance, back to the pre-2004 days where they couldn't draft, develop, or win games. And now the damage may already be done. Even if Golden State circles back and offers Kuminga the deal he wants, it may be too late. The relationship isn't just strained, it's soured. Kuminga has shown he's an emotional player, and rightfully so. This is the team that he wanted to grow with, but after everything that's happened, the benchings, the media chatter, the contract standoff, he might just want a fresh start in a new environment with a new coach and a new front office that believes in him from day one. At this point, even if they pay him, he may just take the money and request for a trade. And with this whole situation, it should serve as a cautionary tale not just for teams, but for every young player in the NBA. What do you think? Did Kuminga fumble the bag? Or did Golden State mismanage another young player? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're loving the deep dives. Thanks for watching.